This is your TA, David Long, bringing you a tutorial video showing you how to play all of the scales that you'll need to know for this entire quarter, that is, winter quarter of 2022. So by the end of the quarter, we need you to be able to play at 2 octaves, hands together, up and down, all of the scales with 3 sharps and flats, 4 sharps and flats, and 5 sharps and flats. So each key signature has 4 scales, a major and 3 forms of minor. So that is a total of 24 scales in all. And for the first half of the quarter, you're going to be doing these just 1 octave, and then the second half of the quarter, you're going to be doing 2 octaves. So within a few weeks here, you want to have all 24 of these down at 1 octave, and then the 2 octave practice will be the remainder of the quarter. Okay? So we're going to start with 3 sharps today, and that, of course, are the keys of A major and F sharp minor, all 3 forms. We're going to start with A major. And this scale actually has group 1 fingering in it. If you don't know what that means, group 1 pertains to a fingering pattern that many other keys have, actually. It's the same fingering that you have in C major. And I'll just review it really quick. So this is group 1 fingering. So I went under my middle. Then if I'm doing 2 octaves, I go under my ring, under the middle, up to the top. So when I say under the middle, you know what I mean. I'm putting my thumb under my middle finger, right? So once again, under the middle, under the ring, under the middle, to the top. Then you walk your way down and retrace your steps, middle over your thumb on E in this case, then your ring over your thumb once you reach it, and then your middle over your thumb. With your left hand, you're doing exactly the same pattern, except you start on your pinky, of course. Do all 5 fingers, bring the middle over your thumb, bring your ring over the thumb, middle over thumb, and come back down by going under your middle, under your ring, under your middle. So that is what group 1 fingering looks like. Okay? So A major has this exact same fingering pattern. You're not hitting the same notes, of course, but it is the same fingering pattern. So I'll just show you going up and down with your right hand first. Sorry, I just bumped the camera. So you start on A with your thumb, and remember, A major has F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp, right? Okay, here's how it goes. Start on your thumb with A, under the middle to D with your thumb, all the way up, hit those 2 black notes, under G sharp with your thumb. Then you repeat the pattern, under C sharp with your thumb, all the way up to the top. Then you walk back down, bring your middle on C sharp, your ring on G sharp, middle on C sharp. That's your right hand. Your left hand goes like this. Start on your pinky. Do all 5 fingers. Bring your middle to F sharp, your ring over to B, middle to F sharp again, to the top. Walk back down. Bring your thumb under the F sharp to E. Go all the way to your ring. Don't bring your thumb under here. Go to the ring on B. Bring your thumb under to A. Keep going. Under your middle. Okay, so you probably noticed the pattern there in terms of what fingers come over, right? You go middle over, ring over, middle over, ring, middle ring, right? It alternates that way. And it actually, the same is true for your right hand. You go under the middle, under the ring, under the middle, and you would, if you were to continue beyond 2 octaves, you go under the ring. So that middle ring pattern is what's consistent across all group 1 fingerings and many other scales also. So when you put your hands together, it's actually pretty easy to follow along, because when you start out, your right hand goes under the middle, right, from C sharp to D, then your left middle comes over. So it's like the right hand cues the left hand, and it does it again here. Your right hand goes under the ring, then your left ring comes over. Under the middle in the right, middle over in the left. Okay, then the same is true coming back down, except now your left cues the right. So you go under your middle with your left, bring your right middle over, under the ring with your left, right ring over, under the middle with your left, right middle over to the bottom. So if you can think about how when you're going up, your right hand cues your left in terms of if your middle is or ring is happening, and when you're going down, your left hand cues your right if the middle or ring is happening, right? Then you'll have a much easier time keeping track of your fingering, okay? So that is A major. I'll just play it one more time. realize what I'm going to do for the remainder of the video is play through the scale once first and then explain it second. Okay? So our next scale is the relative minor of A major, which is F sharp minor. I'm going to show you all three forms right now. So F sharp minor, of course, has the same key signature. It has F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Here's how your right hand goes. This is not a group 1 fingering. Your right hand begins on your pointer, and then your middle comes next, and you go like this. Here's what it looks. I'll do both hands right off the bat. Okay, so here's how it goes. Start on your pointer with F sharp on your right hand. Pointer, middle, bring your thumb under to A. Get to C sharp, bring your thumb under again to D. Walk all the way up. You'll notice this is actually very similar fingering to A major. It just starts different. Almost exactly the same, really. It's just how you start. Come back down, middle to C sharp, ring to G sharp, middle to C sharp, middle over at the end here to G sharp, and then you'll end on your pointer. Okay? Your left hand begins on your ring finger. Do all 4 fingers. Bring your middle to C sharp. Bring your ring to F sharp. Middle to C sharp. Cross your pointer over at the end. Bring your thumb back down to E. Sneak it under for B after the C sharp. Sneak it under F sharp to E. Under C sharp to B. That's how it goes. That's the F sharp natural minor right there. Okay? Now we're going to do the forms. The next form is F sharp harmonic minor. Here's what that looks like. Now that might look a little bit confusing, but actually the finger pattern that I just did is exactly the same as natural minor. There is no difference except the notes you play. The fingering pattern's the same though. So you got to make your E into E sharp, which enharmonically looks like F, but it is actually spelled E sharp. Okay, so other than that, your fingering's the same. So just watch me play it one more time. Okay, that's F sharp harmonic minor. Here's F sharp melodic minor. So your right hand, well, yeah, let me play it first, sorry. All right, so the fingering is a little wonky here in your right hand. Here's how it goes. It basically starts out the same with your pointer on, excuse me. Sorry. So you start out with your pointer on F sharp, go to your middle on G sharp, sneak your thumb under to A, and now remember in melodic minor you sharp D and E, right? So you're not going to bring your thumb under here, right? You can't bring your thumb under to a black note in scales. You're going to just bring your ring finger down on D sharp and then bring your thumb to E sharp, right? So okay, it's just like that, and then your pointer's on F sharp again. And you just walk your way up the same way you did before, bringing your thumb under to A, and then your thumb under to E sharp. Now here's where it gets weird. Watch carefully. You would think that you end on your pointer here, but in order to do the descending form of melodic here, you don't. You bring your middle finger down after your thumb. So your pointer kind of gets skipped, right? But then it quickly comes back down to E, right, like that, and then to D. So watch that again. I get to the top. You catch that? That's how it works, okay? So middle on F sharp, not your pointer. When you're coming down, then your E sharp becomes E again, your D sharp becomes D, and then you're basically just doing natural minor on the way down, which you've already learned. So I'm not going to bother explaining that. All right, for your left hand, this is exactly the same fingering as it was in the other two forms. So you just start on your ring, get to your thumb, bring your pointer over, then you hit D sharp and E sharp, of course. Ring goes over to F sharp. C sharp, D sharp, E sharp. Then your pointer comes over, and now your thumb has to switch from the E sharp here to E, right? Because we're unsharping that note on the descending form. Okay, and then this is just natural minor going down. All right, we got our first key signature out of the way. How long did that take? It took 10 minutes. Oh my God, this is gonna be a long ass video. Okay, it's all right. All right, let's do 3 flats now. So the major key for 3 flats, of course, is E flat major. And I'll play it once first and then explain it. All right, there you go. Another scale that begins on a black note and involves a lot of crossing under. So here's how it goes. You start on your pointer finger on E flat with your right hand. Immediately bring your thumb under to F. And then you do these 3 notes here, right? You got your A flat and B flat there, okay? Sneak your thumb under to C and D, E flat, sneak your thumb under to F, G, A flat, B flat, thumb under to C, and then you're at the top, right? So you end on your middle on E flat. Then you walk back down, bring your ring to B flat, your middle to E flat, and your ring to B flat. Cross your pointer over at the end. Okay, this you'll notice as you play more and more scales, the fingering pattern to this actually is quite similar to a few other scales. So this will feel kind of normal. It's not too hard because you have this group of fingers right here. After you do that initial cross under, those 4 right there, and then the next group is right there, and those kind of just fit comfortably under the hand. Right? Okay, so that's going up with your right. Here's going up and down with your left. Yeah, I did up and down with my right just now. All right, so you start on your middle finger on E flat with your left hand. Do all 3 fingers until you reach your thumb. Bring your ring over to A flat. Go all the way to D. Bring your middle over to E flat, and the pattern repeats. Ring over to A flat, pattern repeats. Cross your pointer over at the end. Bring your thumb back down when you're coming down to D. Walk down to the black note under your ring finger, thumb under. Get to the black note under your middle, which is E flat, thumb under. A flat again, thumb under. There you have it. Okay. So that's how E flat major goes. Together it looks like this. It is. All right. And the next scale is C minor. C minor. Okay, so I'll play it once and then explain it. Here's C natural minor starting us out. Thumb and pinky. May or may not have noticed that is a group 1 fingering pattern right there. So this is exactly the same fingering as you find in C major. Okay? So I actually am not going to explain it for that reason. Okay? So just make sure you know that group 1 fingering. Under the middle, middle over, under the ring, ring over. Just like that. I explained it a little bit. Okay, let's look at C harmonic minor. Exactly the same fingering again, except now our B flat becomes raised to B natural. So it sounds like this. Hopefully you caught that fingering right there. You can always slow the video down and pause it where you need to watch, okay? But again, group 1 fingering. Under the middle in the right, middle over in the left. Under the ring in the right, ring over in the left, and continue like that. All right, finally we have C melodic minor, all right? So now we're raising our A flat and our B flat up to A and B when we're going up, and when we come back down, we bring those 2 flats back. So here's what it sounds like. Right, that's C minor. Okay, we have finished 3 sharps and 3 flats. Let's move on to 4 sharps and 4 flats. Okay, So your 4-sharp key, of course, is E major, and this is what it looks like. A little note there, but 4 sharps, right? So you have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, right? And this is also a group 1 fingering scale, so exactly the same fingering as C major and many other scales, all right? So I'll just run through the right hand real quick. You start on E, and you hit F sharp, G sharp, thumb under your middle, of course, because it's group 1, all the way up, get your C sharp and D sharp, thumb under the D sharp, and under your ring finger, right, to E. Pattern repeats, under the middle, to the top. Okay, then you walk back down, retracing your steps, middle on G sharp, ring on D sharp, middle on G sharp. Okay, easy group 1 fingering. Here's your left hand. All 5 fingers, middle to C sharp, ring to F sharp, middle to C sharp. Come back down, under your middle to B, under that F sharp to E, under the C sharp to B, all the way down, okay? This is one of the most comfortable scales to play, actually. It really just fits nicely under your hands. You'll find it just feels good, okay? All right, that's E major. Now let's do the relative minor of E major, which of course is C sharp minor. All right, here's what it looks like. This is C sharp natural minor. Okay, I wonder if you guys noticed. Look at it again. The fingering is exactly the same as E major. All right, what do I mean by that? You do start on a different note. You start on your pointer and your middle finger, but once you get to your thumbs and you bring that ring finger in your left hand over to F sharp, you will notice this is exactly the same fingers hitting the exact same notes as when you play E major. Okay? So, I'll explain it. So you start on 3 in your left, 2 in your right. Go to the next notes. Then your thumbs land together on E. Bring your ring over to F sharp in your left. Thumb under G sharp to A in your right. Middle over to C sharp in your left. Thumb under to E in your right. Ring over to F sharp again in your left. Thumb under to A again in your right, and then you're going to cross your pointer over there at the end with your left hand. That I didn't mention that before. That is a difference between this scale and E major, right? Then you just retrace your steps. Middle over to G sharp in the right, thumb under to E in your left, ring over to D sharp in your right, thumb under to B in your left. You get it, all right? Okay, so that's natural minor. Harmonic minor, exactly the same fingering. Here's how it goes. So you're going to make your B into a B sharp. There it is. But your fingering pattern remains the same. Okay? That's that one. All right, now melodic minor. This one is different. This is similar to what happens in F sharp minor, actually. Watch carefully, with your right hand especially. Start on C sharp, bring your thumb under to E after you hit the D sharp with your middle. And now we're going to raise the A to an A sharp, and your B natural becomes a B sharp. Okay, so like that, okay? Keep going. And just like in F sharp minor, you do not hit your pointer at the end. You hit your middle to avail your pointer to hit B natural when it comes back down. And then your middle comes to G sharp. Okay, watch that again. Middle. Okay, so it's one of those deals where you gotta hit that middle in order for your pointer to hit the now natural B that happens after the top note, okay? All right, so I'll just play that hands together once. Now your left hand does not have any fingering tricks in it. It actually does the exact same fingering as you see in the other forms of minor. So it's, right, you just bring your ring over to F sharp, middle over to C sharp, ring over to F sharp. When you reach the top, cross your pointer over and then just scoot your thumb back to B, which is what that note becomes when you're doing the descending form. All right. Okay, we did 3 sharps. Let's do, we just did 4 sharps. Let's do 4 flats. All right, the major key for 4 flats, of course, is A flat major, which I'll show you now. There's A flat major for you. This is kind of a unique scale, but not too hard. So here's how it goes. You start with your right hand pointer finger on the first note, which is A flat, of course. B flat with your middle, sneak your thumb under to C. Keep going with your black notes, D flat, E flat, then sneak your thumb under to F. So you'll notice that your thumb comes after a group of black notes occurs, right? Like here's our group of black notes, those 2 notes, you just bring your thumb under to F. That will end you on your middle finger, right there, okay? Come back down, middle on E flat, ring on B flat, middle on E flat again. And then when you get to the end here, you can bring your middle over to B flat so you end where you started. You can also bring your ring over too, either one will be correct. Okay, so that's your right hand going up and down for A flat major. Here's your left hand. You start on your middle finger. Do those 3 notes right there, A flat, B flat, C. Bring your ring over first to D flat. Do that little group there. Once you hit your G with your thumb, bring your middle over to A flat, and then the pattern restarts. Then your ring finger to D flat. And when you hit G, you just cross your pointer over there at the end and walk back down the way you came. So now your thumb is going to go under the D flat, and this is just like going up with your right hand. After a group of black notes occurs, that's the time to bring your thumb under, okay? So there's the next little group of black notes right there. Bring your thumb under. Under D flat to C, and you've got it, all right? That's A flat major. All right, the relative minor of A flat major, of course, is F minor. We'll start with F natural minor. Here it goes. All right, so this is a unique scale fingering pattern. The only other scale that has this pattern is actually F major. You might remember that F major is very similar to C major, but it's different in that when you start the scale out, you don't bring your thumb under your middle finger because you've got the B flat there. You remember this? All right, this is the same thing with F minor, okay? So your right hand goes like this. You start with your thumb on F, and you must go all the way to your ring finger on B flat before bringing your thumb under to C, all right? Then you do D flat and E flat, and then you bring your thumb under to F, right? Because you started on F down there, so now you're on F again. Then you repeat the pattern. Go up to your ring finger on B flat, thumb under to C, and you're going to end on your ring finger, not your pinky, but your ring finger. Your pinky doesn't get played in this one, actually, or doesn't play anything, I should say. So you come back down just the way you came. Ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Bring your ring over again to B flat. Walk down to F, bring your middle over to E flat, walk down to C, bring your ring to B flat, walk down to F, and you're done. That's how that one goes. All right, right hand. This is a group 1 fingering pattern, but it's only your, excuse me, I said right hand just now. This is your left hand. This is group 1 fingering, but only your left hand does it, okay? So you start on your pinky. Ring, A flat, B flat, C. Bring your middle over to D flat till you reach your F on your thumb on F. Bring your ring over to G. You get to C. Bring your middle over again to D flat, and stop on F. Walk back down. Go under D flat with your thumb. Now watch carefully, you can mess up here. You got to go all the way to G before bringing your thumb under. A lot of people will accidentally bring their thumb under after the black note there. Not in this scale, you don't. You go to your ring finger on G and then bring your thumb under, and that sets you up for the rest of the scale to occur correctly. Okay? That's F natural minor. Okay. F harmonic. Oh, the heater just turned on. I hope that's not too loud. Okay, so anyways, F harmonic minor goes like this. It's actually exactly the same fingering pattern as what we just did, except now your E flat becomes E natural. Okay? No difference in the fingering there. All right, now, F melodic minor. This also has the same fingering. It'll actually feel a lot like F major did for you, you'll notice. So our D flat and E flat, of course, get raised to D natural and E natural when we're ascending, and then we bring the D flat and E flat back when we descend back down. So, same fingering as the other two forms. Watch it. At the top, so we bring our E flat and D flat back, and we just proceed as though we're doing natural minor. There we go. Okay, so we're 2/3 of the way done. Now we've got to do 5 sharps and 5 flats, and then this video will be over. So 5 sharps, of course, is the key of B major. B as in boy. This one is an interesting scale. This is the first of, I think Faith calls these group 3 scales? Maybe it's group 2. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember. But this is the first scale you have that involves all 5 black notes in it, all right? So that means there are only 2 white notes in this scale, and it actually makes it fit really comfortably under your hand. I'll play it once, and then I will explain it. Starting your thumb in your right hand, ring in your left. So here's what it looks like. Okay, that's how it goes. So before I get into each individual step of this, there is a principle with these scales that have all 5 of the black notes that if you memorize, will be a lot easier. They'll be a lot easier to play. So think about this. The black notes come in groups of 3 or groups of 2, right? You have 2 black notes, 3 notes, 3 black notes, 2 black notes, 3 black notes, right? When you are doing these scales, the B major scale or any of the other all black note scales, your fingers will land on the black notes like this. Now, if you look carefully, you'll notice that I've got like the peace sign here on the 2 black notes, right? In your right hand, your pointer is on C sharp, and your middle is on D sharp, right? In your left hand, it's the opposite. Your middle's on C sharp, and your pointer's on D sharp. But it's always those 2 fingers aligned over the 2 black notes like that. No matter where you are in the scale, when you get to that point, that'll be the fingers that land on those notes. The reason it's important to know that is like when you're coming down with your right hand, for instance, you're like, okay, what finger do I bring over here? Well, all you got to do is look at the 2 black notes and be like, that's the peace sign. So therefore, my middle must come over. Or if you're going up with your left hand, you're like, oh, 2 black notes, which one do I do? Well, you bring your middle over, just like that, right? Now, that's the way it is with the 2 black notes. Now, with the 3 black notes, it's very similar. It's these 3 fingers that always land on these notes, just like that, okay? So you'll notice that your middle finger is on G sharp in each hand, and then for F sharp, it's your ring finger in the left and your pointer in your right, and for A sharp, it's pointer in the left and ring in the right. But it's just those 3 fingers. They just kind of like slot onto those notes really easily, right? And the reason it's useful to know this is the same as with the 2 black notes. Like when you're coming down and you reach the 3 black notes, you're not sure which finger to bring over. You just got to think, I got to get my 3 fingers lined up on these notes. And in order to do that, ring has to come over. Same is true when you're coming up with your left. Your ring would land on F sharp, okay? So just remember that, because that will actually guide you as you're doing this scale. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Here's how B major goes step by step. Start on your thumb. Do those 2 black notes, bring your thumb under to E. Do these 3 black notes, bring your thumb under to B. 2 black notes, thumb to E. 3 black notes, end on your pinky, all right? Coming down. Once you hit your thumb on E, you bring your middle over, D sharp. Thumb under, thumb down on B. Ring over to A sharp. Thumb on E, middle to D sharp. Okay, this one kind of plays itself when you're going up. It's really easy. It's just, all you got to remember is after the black notes happen, thumb under. Black notes happen, thumb under. Black notes happen, thumb under. Black notes happen, and if you're at the end, you do end on your pinky, but the rule applies otherwise. Okay. Left hand, you must begin on B, right? You did B minor last quarter, so this is very similar. You start on your ring finger, okay? Go middle, pointer on C sharp, D sharp, then bring your thumb down on E, like that. Of course, bring your ring finger over here, because we got to have those 3 notes lined up on the black notes. Thumb lands on B, middle over, because we need the peace sign on the 2 black notes. Thumb on E, ring over. Okay, and then coming down is very easy, right? Do your black notes, thumb. Do the black notes, thumb. Do the black notes, thumb. End on the ring, all right? So that's B major, okay? It's sort of its own unique thing, but it's not that hard. Okay, the relative minor of B major is G sharp minor, okay? Now, here's the thing. Your fingering for natural minor and harmonic, actually just natural minor, for just natural minor, is exactly the same as B major. Watch, just watch it once. The only difference is where you start. But you see, like that same principle, I got the 2 fingers on those notes. Just like that, okay? There we go. All right, this one's a little complicated. This is G sharp harmonic minor. Sorry, my camera cuts out every 10 minutes for some reason. So, G sharp harmonic minor. Now, in harmonic minor, that rule about the peace sign landing on the C sharp and the D sharp and the F sharp and G sharp and A sharp, get these 3 fingers, does not apply because one of your black notes gets taken away. All right, so just watch my right here. Let's do both hands first. Just watch this. I'll do it slowly. Here, let's move that out of the way. Middle and pointer starting us out. Okay, so your right hand isn't different in terms of the sequence of fingers that you do. Actually, watch this. You start on your pointer, your thumb lands on B, kind of like it does in B major, right? You do your peace sign there on D sharp and C sharp. Thumb comes under to E, and then instead of your pointer landing on F sharp right here, it lands on F double sharp, actually, okay? And you just proceed like that. So the fingering sequence is the same, it's just not the same notes. Ring over to A sharp, middle to D sharp, and it ends like that. Your left hand changes though, watch this. So you start on G sharp, go to A sharp, then to B. You bring your ring finger over to C sharp, okay? Here's why. Because the next group of fingers is that. C sharp, D sharp, E, G double sharp, right? Or F double sharp. Sorry, F double sharp. So that little group there, you kind of just want to memorize what that little group feels like, right? Okay? Because if you did, regular B major fingering, you would get in a real weird pickle there, okay? So, again, middle on G sharp, pointer on A sharp, thumb on B, ring on C sharp, middle on D sharp, pointer on E, thumb on F double sharp, and then in the middle comes over and the pattern repeats. Cross your pointer over at the end, bring the thumb back down, and just do that group, that same funky shaped group there. Going down like that. Thumb to B. That's how it goes. All right, that's G sharp harmonic minor. That one takes some practice, okay? Lastly, we have G sharp melodic minor. Here we go. Almost the same as harmonic, right? The only difference is now we have E sharp, which is anharmonically the same as F, and F double sharp, which is anharmonically the same as G, right? So, all right, we're going back down. Got to do natural minor going down. All right, so this is another one of those deals where the fingering is funky at the top of the scale when you have to switch from sharping those two, the 6 and 7 scale degrees, to returning them back to normal. Here's what your right hand does. Start on G sharp, pointer. Thumb to B, C sharp with your pointer, D sharp with your middle. Thumb goes under to E sharp, pointer on F double sharp. I'll do it again. All right, now you don't need to switch your fingering at all here. You end on your middle just like you would normally, and then you just got to make your F double sharp back to F sharp and your E sharp to E. And you're just basically doing natural, G sharp natural minor, okay? So one more time. Sorry. Okay, there's G sharp minor. Okay, your left hand, melodic. This one's different on the way down as it is going up. So you start on your middle, thumb on B, bring your ring finger over again, just like you did in harmonic minor. C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F double sharp. So that's the group there. That funky little group. It's similar to a group you did in a previous scale, actually. Just like that. Bring your middle to G sharp. Pointer on A sharp, B. Bring your ring over to C sharp again. Do that same weird group there with the E sharp and the F double sharp. Bring your pointer over, and then you've got to return to natural minor, so your middle will hit F sharp there, and your thumb sneaks under to E. So when you're coming up at the end of this, you do this funky group here, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F double sharp, pointer over, then come down middle, thumb on E. And you can see we're just basically doing G sharp natural minor. All right, one more time. Okay. Once you get natural minor down, it will be less confusing playing that on the way down. Okay, so we've only got one group left to do, and that is D flat major and the relative minors of B flat minor. All right, I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this all before the video cuts out again, so what am I at? I'm at 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. So D flat minor, enharmonically the same as C sharp. I'm sorry, D flat major, enharmonically the same as C sharp major. Here's what it looks like. Middle pointer. Okay, folks, so you may have noticed that this is also an all black note scale. All 5 black notes are used, and that same rule, as I said before when I was teaching you B major, applies. So you always have these fingers, the pointer in the middle, on C sharp and D sharp, you know? And then when you have, actually, I guess in this case it's D flat and E flat, right? When you have these 3 black notes here, G flat, A flat, and B flat, it is always these 3 fingers. And the only thing you have to think about then is that your thumbs land on the white notes, okay? So just check it out. Like, you can literally just glean this from what I just said. Peace sign on those 2 black notes, right? Thumbs together on F. Now we've got the 3 black notes. Your right hand's fingers already line up on those notes, right? Pointer, middle, ring on G flat, A flat, and B flat. Your left hand, in order to have that same group of fingers, must bring the ring finger over to G flat. So you just play those 3, bring your thumbs down together. Thumbs always landing together here on C. Got the peace sign already lined up in your right hand. Then bring your middle over to D flat in your left, and you get your fingers properly in place. Do those 2. Thumbs on F. Bring the ring over to G flat in your left hand again. Thumb under here to get your C. And then just pop your pointer over in your left to the last note. Coming down, same rule applies. Bring ring over to B flat in your right. And your thumbs land together on F. You're bringing your thumb under in your left hand there to F. Middle over to E flat in your right. Thumb down in your left on C. Also thumb here. Ring over to B flat in your right. Thumb under to F in your left. Middle over to E flat in your right. Okay, that's how it goes. All right, now we've got the 3 forms of minor to do here. So, B flat minor. Well, this is pretty much the same thing, actually, fingering-wise. It almost the entire time has all the black notes in it. So here's B flat natural minor. Look at that. The fingering's exactly the same as D flat major. The only difference is how you start, right? You start on your pointers. That's the way I start. You can start on your ring in your right hand if you want, but pointers is what I do. Okay? Thumbs land on C, middle over to D flat. Thumb under to F in your right. Ring over to G flat, right? This is exactly what we did in D flat major. No difference, okay? All right, so hopefully that's enough information for you to get that one. Harmonic minor, same fingering, no difference. The only difference is that your A flat becomes A natural. That is a weird little twisty thing to do. Takes a little practice, especially in your left hand. Okay? That's how that one goes. And then finally, melodic minor. Just watch it once. Whoops. So with this one, am I about to run out of time? Yeah, I am going to run out of time. Oh well, so I'll run out of time. No big deal. So with this one, your fingering pattern actually is the same as the other 2 forms. It just looks a lot different. So in this one, you're on B flat, thumb under to C. This is your right hand, obviously. B flat, thumb under to C, D flat, E flat, thumb under to F. Then your G flat and A flat become G natural and F and A natural. Okay? Then you just bring the black notes back when you come back down. Okay? Okay? All right, your left hand. Same idea. B flat with your pointer, C, middle finger over to D flat, E flat, F with your thumb. Normally you would bring your G flat down with, if you're doing natural minor, you would bring your ring onto G flat. Now you just bring it to G, all right, because that has become natural. Then you do middle on A, pointer on B flat. Just repeat after that. Then bring your black notes back. It. Okay, folks, I'm about to run out of time. The video is about to stop. That's okay. You did it. That's all 24 scales. The camera cut out right when I said it would. That's all 24 scales that you'll need to know for the winter quarter of 2022 in Music 30B at the University of California, Santa Cruz. Okay? So, I suggest just follow the timestamps. Rewind the video where you need to. I did breeze through some parts that seemed intuitive. And if that was a problem for you, absolutely email me and let me know, and I will meet with you for office hours and clear up any uncertainties. There are obviously some forms that are tougher than others. In particular, G sharp, all of the forms of G sharp are different fingering-wise, so I would focus in particular on those. But some of them are really easy, like A major and E major and C minor are all very easy, right? So those should not be too much of a problem. But again, just try and get to these every day. Like learn a scale a day or 2 scales a day if you can. And remember, for the first half of the quarter, you need only do 1 octave. And that's pretty much it, folks. Good luck practicing, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.